Hi, good afternoon, and happy Sunday to us all. I am aware it will be evening in some countries, so good afternoon, good evening. Good to see all of us. I see the awesome people sharing their lives with me this evening. We have something to talk about, and I think that we should talk about this in about 15 minutes. It was something that I learned from someone that I wanted to share with you. I hope that your Sunday has been well. In Australia at the moment, they are 14 hours ahead of Dallas. So Australia is in another world on its own. And then there's some good people. Hey, Mrs. Eneni. Yeah, that's one of my mothers in Israel. I like to call them mothers in Israel so that they can pamper me. Me, I don't like to, you know, struggle with people. When you are older, wiser, richer, well, let me just be doing school daughter, please. Nobody should stress me. This world is very powerful. We need anchors. Please, we need aunties. Someone like Mrs. Shola Shobowalena, you can see how she just stood like the rock of Gilbatra during Kemi's wedding. So this is what I'm also doing in my life. Is I'm looking for rocks. The most high is the major rock. But we need earthly rocks, please. This world, you just need people to be hugging you, to be pampering you, to be taking care of you. Well, there's no award in suffering. I just thought I should tell you before I go to my main message. Some of you really want to suffer. There's no award in suffering or holding things tight to your chest or proving points. You will just quench. You just relocate to where you came from. So just take it easy. So this afternoon's conversation is going to be very sweet. I thought that I should talk about it because I found it very helpful and very useful, and I thought I should share it as one of the tools of success that I have deployed, and I can categorically say that it works. So everybody who is joining me today, good to see all of us. I hope that your Sunday has been beautiful and sweet and kind. If it hasn't, you still have time. The weekend is available for you. The entire week is available for you. And what I'm about to share with you, I am aware will be useful to you. So thank you for the red hearts. I like to see all those red bubbles come up. Yeah, sometimes I'm just vain like that. The first day I saw it, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what's going on here? But I have grown in this tech world. So I'm now a tech executive. What do they even call yourself? Women in tech. I'm now one of the women in tech, so I just thought that you should know. So here's one thing that I learned from a gentleman called Steve Harvey. Steve and Harvey. Steve Harvey is the foremost TV presenter in the US, or maybe one of the foremost. He has an event called Family Feud. Family and then Feud, Feud. He has an event called Family Feud, and he talks, to people about relationships, marriages, and stuff. And there are three interesting things about Steve Harvey for me before I get into the gizmo, what I really want us to talk about and to live with today. There are three major interesting things about Steve Harvey. Number one, Steve Harvey is not a graduate, and he's worth so many things. Another thing I found out about him under number one is that he's a believer. I know that he talks about Jesus, talks about God, quotes scriptures, and you can see it in him. So he doesn't talk about God from just the head or trying to be a celebrity and to discuss God. No. Steve Harvey mentions God at almost every interval. He's interested in knowing that he is who he is through Christ and through God. So that's number one. He's not a graduate. Number two is he's been married 3 times. So this is his third marriage, and I'm thankful that the third marriage feels, looks, and tastes like it's working. And I'm rooting for them because they are doing really well. We see their weaknesses, we also see their strength. And then finally is the fact that he's very practical with his teaching. So I learned 2 things from him, and these 2 things I'm about to share. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or a believer. What matters is that you submit to God. And how you submit to God, your route to God is really your cup of tea, but that you submit to God. So I'm not here to police your faith, but if you're a Christian already, fantastic. If you're a Muslim and you submit to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, excellent. And if you're a free thinker, but somewhere along the line you think that there's a God somewhere, this is useful to you. So he mentioned two things, and they are in the scriptures. The first thing he said when I listened to it a while ago was that we should have the habit of writing down our goals. We should have the habit of writing down our goals. And it reminds me of Habakkuk 2:2 that says that write the vision and make it plain so that he that sees it can run with it. One of the things that I do very well in my leadership is that I write. When my team members talk to me, I say to them, document it, send the appropriate email, send the messages. It is not about, we spoke on phone. No, document it, write it and make it plain so that he that can see it can run with it. Now, how does that affect our personal lives or what we do? Here is how it affects our personal lives. The first thing that happens is that there are quite a handful of things that we want to do that are not written down. So we put them in our heads. And the thing about your head is that 24 hours after whatever you most likely put in your head, 24 hours after, you have forgotten 85% of it. You know the reason why? Your mind is crowded, your brain is crowded, you are distracted, life is happening. And the day you desire to remember, you may not remember the same way you wrote it in your head or arranged it in your head. So instead of you putting things in your head, you can afford to write those things down. Write the vision and make it plain so that he that sees it can run with it. Some people call it vision board. I do not have a vision board. I think I will call what I have my concentration board. I don't have it as a vision board. I know vision boards exist. I've never Googled it. I don't know what it is used for, but I hear about it. People have testimonies, and I know vision board works, but I do not call what I use a vision board. I call it a concentration board, a board where I would focus on the content at night. That's the last thing I will see before I sleep or go to bed, and the first thing I would wake up to see. So the first thing I wake up to see is what I have written down. Sometimes I've written it down on my phone. Sometimes I wrote it down in my book. I have this book where I write stuff. It's permanently on my study table, and then sometimes it is on the notes on my phone. Sometimes it's on my laptop. Like, I write those things down, and it is the last thing on my mind. So the last thing on my mind before going to bed is not what is on Twitter, what is on Instagram, what is on Telegram. It's not what is in any book. It is what is in my book, what I want. So I write out what I want. And then what do I mean by writing out what you want? So Steve says to us that you should go ahead and write out 300 things that you want in life. And he mentioned that there's a tendency that by the time you get to number 75, you are stuck. That the reason why you have stuck is that your brain has not really dug deep to the point where you have really thought about a lot of things that you want. That an average person just wants money. What do they want money for? How much money do you want? So if you finally see the money that you want, what will you use the money that you want for? What exactly are you looking for money for? So according to Steve, he said, go ahead and write out 300 things. Don't stop until it is 300. Do not stop until it is 300. Now, some people may say, I don't have so many things like that. But here is how you can break it down. Here is how I broke mine down. So in your personal life, you as a human being, you as a mere mortal, you as an agency, what are 30 things that you want to happen in your life? In your life, personally, in your life. Then you proceed to your finance. What are 30 things that must happen in your finance? Where must you visit? How much must you save? How much must you invest? How much must you spend on holidays? How much must you spend on entertainment? How much must you spend on life? What are the things that you want to happen in your finances? What books must you read? What are the things that you want in your finances? When you're done in your finances, you move to your relationships. It's so funny that we want a lot of things to happen to us, but we don't even know what we want to happen to us. An average man says all a man wants is peace. And I say to them, while you are going to that relationship, carry your peace with you. Because all a woman wants also is peace. Women don't want trouble. We want peace. We want respect. We want emotional safety. So the same way men want respect, women want respect. The same way men want peace, women want peace. All that you want, the woman wants it also. So relationship, what are the 30 things that would happen? If you have children, fantastic. What are the 30 things that must happen in the life of each child of yours? One child, 30. Second child, 30. In your marriage, what must happen? Spiritually, what must happen? How much time are you going to devote to listening to the Bible or reading the Bible or watching inspirational things or speaking in tongues or going to the mosque or fasting or reading your Quran or doing your meditation if you're a Buddhist or whatever you submit to? How much time are you going to spend there? And then what must happen to you at work? 30 things in your career. So by the time you look at it, you should be able to break down your life into like 10 places. So Steve says to us, write at least 300 things that must happen to you. And ponder and meditate on these things. Like, concentrate on what you have written. That's why you would hear a word that says, whose reports do you believe? I meet too many people who know what is happening in the news. Idiot, there's inflation. Yeah, we all know, we all see it. And then, they said there's scarcity. Like, I'm not saying scarcity. I don't understand what you are saying. I know that things have become expensive. One of the Greek yogurts that I take in Dallas is now double the price. When I used to buy it, it was $3.98, like 3.98 cents. Now, the last time I bought it, it was 8.27. To drink yogurt is now powerful. Like, even fornication is not expensive. The last time I saw it, Durex, whatever, or condom, whatever, the thing is now more expensive than my book. I'm like, even fornication is expensive now. Do you understand? Let's not talk about Pampers. So, I'm aware of what's going on in the world, but I'm not concentrating on that. I'm not focusing on scarcity and poverty and lack. Because let me tell you something, your mind does not understand how to differentiate between what is real and what is not real. That is why when you sleep at night and you have what is called a nightmare, your mind is not aware that it's a nightmare. It's not aware that it's not real. You scream from your sleep. You know the reason why you scream from your sleep? Because your mind processes it as reality. Your mind does not know that, oh, okay, we're now sleeping, we're now awake, oh, that's a joke, that's not a joke. Your mind doesn't do those kind of games. Anything that enters the mind processes that as original. So that is the reason why we are admonished to speak whatever is true, whatever is kind, whatever is good. The Bible tells you everything that you should ponder on. The reason why the Bible is telling you what to ponder on is because if you don't ponder on those things, the world will fill your vocabulary with words that you don't desire. So if you write out 300 things, your responsibility is to ponder on them. For singles, for example, I meet a lot of singles who say to me, there are no good men and women around. And I just marvel. How would you say to me there are no good men and women around, yet you want to marry a good man or a good woman? Like, what's going on? If your brain concentrates on the fact that there are no good men and women around, you won't find a good man or a woman, you will not find. You think that some of us that make things happen, we have two heads or extra grace? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And I'm just here to humble myself and tell you the truth. I don't think that I function in an extra grace or two or three heads. I don't think so at all. I said that what I categorically do is what I'm teaching us today and I'm inviting us to do together. I had an idea of the kind of man I was going to be with. I have an idea of what my family will look like. I'm not thinking of, oh, the world is scattering, I can't bring a child here. Hell no. The world is scattering, but I'm emotionally stable. So while the world is scattering, my child will be emotionally stable. That's my mindset. I'm not thinking that, oh, my husband will cheat on me. Hell no. Or I will cheat on my husband. Hell no. I'm not pondering on that. I'm not feeding my brain with that. I'm not feeding my brain with lack. I'm not feeding my brain with negativities. Some of us just sit down and we talk like Radio Lagos. Everything evil is what we utter. Oh, there are no good men. All men cheat. And you are wondering why all your boyfriends have been cheating. You are wondering why all your girlfriends are never faithful. No, I'm not blaming you for that, but I need you to start generating a new set of laws and power. I need you to start generating new power. As a man thinks in his heart, it's not as a man prays. It is not as he drops tithe and offering. I need you to become a meaning-making machine. Generate what you want. That's what I'm saying. Generate what you want. Generate what you want. So once you have those 300, like Steve said, don't stop at 75 or 100. Push yourself. Think deep. Dig the well, dig the well, dig the well, dig the well. I know that wisdom lives within you. So dig deep, bring it out. Let it flow like rivers of living water. Let it flow, bring it out. Once you're done writing, there's one more thing. Once you're done writing, you know what we're talking about, how to write the vision. The Bible didn't say cram the vision. The Bible did not say speak the vision. It did not say know the vision. It says write the vision. Not cram, not speak, not know. Write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain so that he that sees it can run with it. Write the vision. Write the vision. There is a scientific proof about the connection between your brain and your hand. Write the vision, especially if you have a photographic memory. There's the tendency that you will remember what you have written. Write the vision and make the vision plain. Write the vision and make the vision plain. Write the vision. Write out your 300 things that must happen to you in the next 1 year. Write it out. Write it out. Sometimes it can take 2 years or 3 years, but write out 300 things. Push your damn self, because I know it's right there. Do not be lazy. Don't shy away from it. You can take breaks, return. Until it is 300, you ain't going to drop your ball pen. No, 300. Write it out and make it plain. And then ponder on it. Ponder on it at night and in the morning. When I say at night, let it be the last thing on your mind. Do mind travel. Go to what you have written. Look at it at night. Look at it at night. Look at it at night. Look at it in the morning. Let your brain attract it. Let your mind attract it. Let your senses attract it. Let every part of you attract what you want. When I see people who say to me, oh, they don't have money, they are broke, I know the place of what is going on in the economy. But the first thing is that their mind is broke. There are some amounts of money their mind has never conceived. I remember somebody saying to me that, oh, what do you do that you charge $50,000? I'm wondering. I'm like, what does Kiss Daniel do that he's charging $50,000? Portable charges 10 million. Like Portable, you know who Portable is? That's man. Yeah, Portable charges 10 million. You're asking me what I do. Is it because I'm not singing and whining with? I said, educators should be the richest if you people knew what you were doing. But no, you want to use entertainment. I said, I have left that space where you are regulating how much I'm charging. Hell no. There is value for 50,000. The next value I'm creating now is $100,000. But my mind attracted it. How did my mind attract it? I increased, number one, my results. Number two, I started creating value for that. Number three, I started attracting. I'm one person who categorically says that I choose my clients. I don't do one-on-one with everybody. And when I say I don't do one-on-one with everybody, our values must align. I must know that I can help you, and you must be convinced that I can help you. It is at that point. So therapy, coaching, soul consulting, psychology for me is like marriage. Both of us must understand, can two work together except they agree? When you choose me, I must choose you. Both of us must know that I would be in your corner. I would be a voice saying behind you, this is the way, walk in it. God has a way of sending humans as his voices and his finger. That's my place in the hearts of people. But I wrote all of this before this. I was calling myself emotions doctor before I became a doctor. In fact, I called myself to the point where I bought a stethoscope. People thought I was a medical doctor. I called my doctorate into order. Same thing. I manifest what I want. When I was in motion, I manifested my way out of motion. I manifested my way out of Nigeria. Like I got into the US through somebody on Facebook, a Facebook follower. I never contacted or spoke to him. He sent me a DM one day and said, I have something for you. Everything I did, he didn't charge me a dime for. I paid the government for everything I did, but he didn't get a dime from my hand. He didn't charge me a nickel for it. But I manifested it. I always told myself my skills are globally relevant. My skills are globally relevant. Seeth a man that is diligent in his work. He will stand before kings and not mere men. My skills are globally relevant. When I showed up abroad, I didn't show up with the mindset of a victim. I'm going to be bored or lonely. What will happen? What will not happen? No. I showed up and I told myself, I provide solutions. I give beauty for ashes. I give joy where mourning exists. I give meaning where meaninglessness is. I give satisfaction where dissatisfaction is roaming. I give happiness for unhappiness. Like, I alter my words. If you hear when I'm praying, if you're not careful, you'll fall under the anointing. And you don't have to be a Christian or anything. Like, if you hear the vibration when I'm praying, and I'm not shouting, no, it's the way I'm talking to you. But my words are so potent and so powerful. Like, it will be hitting you like thunder and lightning at the same time. I'm not screaming. You know you can't scream abroad. You just call 911 on your destiny. Yeah, I'm not screaming or shouting. I'm not doing any praise and worship that is capturing the floor. Hell no. Hell no. You won't even hear. If you hear when I'm praying, two of my American friends came together one day. They were in my house and I said, oh, let's pray. You know, when I was done praying, one of them, who is not a Christian, said to me that was powerful. I could feel it in my chest. I just started laughing. But that's how I pray. Like, I don't pray like I'm just slicing around and just saying anything. Hell no. When I'm praying, you will know I'm talking to a human being. You know, I call angels to my room. You know, the Bible says that you are higher than angels. Do you understand? I was made in the image of God, not in the image of angels. So when men even say that you are an angel, it's like you are underrating me. You don't have respect. Me, angel. No. Me and the Most High are high together. Do you understand? That's how we operate and flow. I call angels to my room for a meeting. Before I go to speak, I've already met the souls of everybody I'll be speaking to. I'm not a speaker, I'm an encounter. When I land, you know. Do you understand? I speak with presence and power. When I land, you know. You know when we used to watch Abidjan and Shongo in Nigeria, you know all those movies that I land, you will know, you will feel it. You will know that I'm on ground. I'm not joking at all. You will know that I'm on ground. Do you understand? Yeah, that's how I show up. When they invite me to speak, I call the souls of everybody I'm going to speak to in my room. When I start to pray for them, I say to them, you are going to succeed because you are going to encounter me today. You have eyes that see and ears that hear. Like, by the virtue of this encounter, you will succeed. Anyone that is standing against you and your success, including you yourself, I call God to break down every defense. Like, when I'm done praying, when they give me the microphone, everybody feels it. If you've ever listened to me speak, you know. I don't do motivational speaking. I'm not there to come and hype your spirit. I'm not going to tell you retire, refire, reblow. I'm not interested. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what's going on there. No, I don't do it. I pierce your soul because I am there to let you know that you were created in the image of the Most High. If you know what that means, you will know how to flow. You were not created, you were not you're not a sperm. Do you understand? It's not that because you won one race in the womb. You are not a sperm. The one who created you, the one who did your network, do you understand? Like a network provider, the one who did your network, do you know what he did? Your wiring is like his wiring. Then the next thing God did, if you know who your designer is, you know how brands are expensive, from Louboutin to Rolex, to Patek Philippe, to all those expensive brands, you will now see who your God is. That's what I'm talking about. If you know who your God is, you'll not be carrying yourself anyhow like this. Now you're saying one girl and one boy. No, you'll not be carrying yourself like pure water up and down. Hell no, it's because you don't even know what you carry. You don't know your fabric and your material, and the material they use to intentionally design and create you. The person who created you is the Lord of all lords. All lords in the world, in all the countries put together, all of them that are called lords. When you call judges and whatever, my lord, my lord, my lord, put all the lords together, from the Supreme Court to the whatever most high court, put all of them, let them gather once equal to, they are not enough. Put all those lords together, put them, blend them, turn them into smoothie, whatever it is, put them together. They are not up to the most high, the Lord of all lords. If you understand what it is to be created by the King of all kings. I've encountered a king before. I met him at Sheraton, Lagos, Nigeria. When the king showed up, he was the king of, where's it? This gentleman, this old man that just died. Oyo State, Alabi of Oyo. I met Alabi of Oyo at Sheraton. Sheraton is a hotel in Lagos, Nigeria. I met Alabi of Oyo there that day. I was there with a client. I didn't go and see him. I was there with a client and I started hearing noise. And I was wondering what the noise was about. As somebody who was raised and bred in Mushin, I was on guard. You can't die like that. When you are raised and bred in Mushin, you are always guiding. Meaning, no, you can't just surrender like that. Do you understand? So as I was hearing the noise, my brain was saying to me that, where is the way out of this place? Because affliction was not right. And I saw that people were gathering. And I was like, Holy Spirit, please, where is the way out? That's just what I'm here for, because I ain't going down. And the next thing I saw were ladies who had like crop tops and like short skirts, and they were pouring petals on the floor. So my first thought was, okay, maybe there was a wedding. And I love, anything about love counts me in. All those dragging and hatred, I'm not interested. I love love. So as I was seeing petals, I said, oh, did they propose to? Oh, I was almost crying. And the next thing I saw was this white umbrella. All those huge umbrellas that look like cabanas. I just saw the white umbrella and I was like, what is going on here? And then I heard the Yoruba incantation. So the Yoruba chant was, they were chanting that a king was passing by. And as they were chanting that a king was passing by, they were pouring petals on the floor. And then all of us stood up. They didn't say we should stand up, but I don't know why we also, maybe out of respect or out of curiosity. Me, I just stood up, Me, I can't start before they turn me into one goat. That they used to say that they have power. Before they turn me into a goat. Fresh girl like me. So I just stood up. And as he was working, they were pouring petals. They will pour the petals, he will take a step. They will pour the petals, they will chant. Serious chant, but the chant was to announce the presence of a king. The chant was to announce the presence of a king. Now imagine that the King of Kings is your father. You know how Davido says that his name is Omo Babalowo, Obio? That's how Davido came up with his name, Omo Babalowo. Davido's father is 0.01%. His wealth of God. Do you understand? God will make all of us wealthy and he won't feel it. His money won't reduce. If you know who you really are, there are some things that you say that is an insult to the Most High. Just wake up and say, all I have is 37,000. Hell no, that's not all you have. That's not all you have. All GTB says that is there is 37,000, but you know that that's not all you have. That is not all you have. So you are going to write out 300 things, just like Steve Harvey said. I'm telling you what I learned from Steve Harvey. You are going to write out 300 things, and you will ponder on these things at night before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. So when you wake up in the morning, you are not rushing to Facebook or Twitter and Telegram or WhatsApp. No, you are going to check your concentration board. You are going to manifest those things in your thoughts. You know how some things will get into your brain and you will feel it. You know, it's like orgasm. You will feel it, you will shake, the thing, you will vibrate. Yes, I need you to have that level of mental orgasm where everything you have written in your book is in you. Yes, I know you know what I'm talking about, where everything is in you. You know, touch yourself in places where you've not been touched before. Let your brain be awake for yourself. The second thing I learned from Steve Harvey is the statement, you have not because you ask not. So you're going to say to me, Edie, what do you mean? I've been praying, I've been fasting. No. Let me tell you how prayer works, because I see that the version of prayer some of us use will never happen. I'm the one who calls it concentration board. Some people call it vision board. I call it my concentration board. So I am the one who calls it that. Do you understand? Yeah. So the second thing is, you have not because you ask not. Now, Edie, I pray and pray and pray and pray. How would you say I ask not? Okay, here's where I'm going. Prayer is layered in 3 places. When you ask, you think, and you imagine. So you see that concentration board is still there. Your Bible says in the book of Ephesians, I think 3:20, that ask, he will give to you in a pressed down, shaken together, running over measure. You know, but in this measure that is going to give to you, it will be more than you can ask, you can think, and you can imagine. It will be more than you can ask, you can think, and you can imagine. Now, we have a way of asking. We ask and we ask and we ask. Let me tell you something. Prayer is not you dumping your problems at the feet of God. I know that they have told us that it is, but it is not fully true. It has an iota of truth, but it is not the truth. So imagine couples who want children, who just pray for children and never have sex. What is God supposed to do? Bluetooth the child or drop the child from the roof? Or imagine that you want money, you don't have a product or a service to sell. What is God supposed to do for you? To put the money under your pillow. If you see money under your pillow, will you spend it? Will you spend it? Won't you think that there's some level of ritual tied to it? So when you ask, there's a place to think and imagine. That's where your concentration board comes in. I have used this concentration board for a couple of years, and I can tell you that when I write down, I ponder on what I have written down every night before I go to bed. It is the final thing I see, and I ponder on it every morning when I wake up. I noticed something interesting. What I noticed is that every year, at least 30% of what is on my concentration, no, at least 30 things out of 300 of what is on my concentration board happens every year. At least 30. This year, what I wrote down for this year, there are 2 things left there. There are 2 things left on my concentration board that is supposed to happen this year, and I know that it will. All others have happened. The difficult ones have happened. Because when I write down, I ensure that my thought aligns with what I've written down. I don't write and at the same time use my mouth and my thought to sabotage it. I don't announce the evil going on in the world. I don't announce helplessness. I don't act like a victim. Single ladies, single men are here. The energy you are vibrating is that there's no good woman around. How will you get one? How? Or you are saying, independent women are intimidating. It's you that has low self-esteem. Nobody's intimidating you. You're the one with the problem. Nobody should reduce their glory for you to breathe well. No. If you don't have the skills to mine a Serena Williams or an Oprah Winfrey, then it's your headache, not mine. Chimamanda has a husband. A human being, a man married him. A man marries Serena Williams. Men are marrying humans. A man married Kemi Adetiba. But here you are vibrating. You are the one with low self-esteem. Nobody is intimidating you. You are the one that something is wrong with, and you need to fix it. Anybody on earth that intimidates you, it is your problem. It is nobody's problem. You are the one who needs to fix up. So the two things I've shared is, number one, have your concentration board. That's what I call it. You can call it your vision board. Write out what you want, manifest it at night and in the day. Know what you have written down like you know your name. Number two is, when you ask, think and imagine. Every time you pray, ask God that, what is my role here? What must I do? What is my role here? What must I do? Don't pray like a lazy person and flee. It's like somebody praying for work or a job. You don't have a resume. I've met people before who want to travel out. They don't have passports. Are you serious? How are you supposed to go somewhere else? I still asked one yesterday, do you have a passport? No. But you are believing God to travel out. Except you are a witch. Do you want to fly? Some people are believing God for cars. Will you at least try and learn? I learned how to drive without having a car. I was using a friend's car to drive. He would take me to Unilag in Nigeria, University of Lagos. We'll drive. It was every Sunday, an hour each, and we'll go back home. So when you ask, you must think and you must imagine. So my final charge to you is that, what is your concentration board? What have you written out? And with what you have written out, are your words aligning with what you have written out? Or are the words different from what you have written out? Sometimes we write out every good thing. And sometimes when we listen to what we're saying, it is against everything you have written out. And you are wondering why it's not happening. It will not happen. You are confusing angels. They don't even know how to help you. It will not happen. It will not happen. They don't know how to help you. They don't know what exactly you really want. You are just vibing. They don't know what you want. So today, please unsubscribe from all those people who act like they are on-air personalities and always have bad news. Unsubscribe from the bad news junction. Singles, married people, guard your heart with all diligence. Professionals, entrepreneurs, manifest and vibrate what you want. Some people want some courses, and the moment you see the price, I can't afford it. If you say the statement, I can't afford it daily, you know what you have told your brain? You will never be able to afford it, because the moment you say you can't afford it, your brain shuts down. It doesn't even furnish you with ideas on how to afford it. That's what you've been doing to yourself. When you see something, the next thing you should think about is, how can I get this money? What can I do to raise this amount of money? Money is not the problem, it is resourcefulness. And I wasn't raised with a trust fund. I lived in Mushin till 2018. So I know what I'm talking about. This is my life on paper. This is my life in practice. I can't afford it. Oh, that's too expensive. This is that. The moment you utter those words, your brain shuts down. It doesn't supply you the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom to even think of how to afford it. And that's the reason why you are never able to afford it. Because that's what you meditate on day and night. That's what you meditate on day and night. Every morning, every afternoon, every night, you are singing the solo. I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, you know. Somebody saying, this is the only Nigerian I've listened to that lives outside Nigeria but doesn't struggle with Oyinbo accent. Yes, she speaks fluently. Oh, thank you. I can't struggle with Oyinbo accent. Oh, am I Oyinbo? People should don't stress me. I don't have low self-esteem. I talk the way I want to talk as I'm led. In fact, it's because I saw other people who are here who are not Nigerians that I'm speaking this English. Normally, I'd have spiced it up with Yoruba and pidgin for you. But you know, my audience, I see that about 16 countries listen to me on YouTube, and then they follow me on Instagram. So I have to always think about them. So that's the reason why this English is even this plenty. On a normal day, my people know that I'm not this, I'm well, yeah. But thank you, I appreciate that. So you cannot be singing you can't afford it. You cannot be singing oh, all men cheat. You cannot be singing children of nowadays are now sports, but you think that your own child will be preserved. You can't be thinking of evil and be attracting good. You know, sometimes people just even act like you are against yourself. You know, maybe acting anyhow. You know, somebody asked me a question one day. The person said to me, it looks like good things always happen to you. What do? I said, I manifest it. Every day I say to myself, nothing works against me. Nothing. No human being, no soul works against me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing works. Abori. Oyinlola Akinfoluri. I said that you have been waiting to insult me. It's me that you say I'm Raz. It's your ancestor you are talking to. Oyinlola has spiced it up with insults. Well, enter my DM and go and look for how to send me food because that's your punishment. You have to appease the gods. You know, nothing works against me. You know, some people will just wake up and say, this Buhari. I understand the place of government. And I was there. That human being, those human beings who were supposed to lead us. I don't want to talk about them. Do you understand? I don't want to even process them. But here's where I'm going. I come from heaven every morning. I'm an heavenly citizen. I don't belong to Buhari, even though Buhari affected me. Gidigon. Because dollar moved from 180 to 6 something before I fled. Buhari affected me. However, you know, when you move your head like this, you are a survivor. Do you understand? Do you understand? Buhari is not my father. Do you know who my father is? The king of all kings. Yes, so Buhari affected me, I must agree. But when the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings is your father, you must transcend. Nothing works against me. Nothing works against me. Absolutely nothing. That is how I meditate. When I'm going to an office, I go with confidence. I greet them well, talk to them, and I move on. I go with everything within me, with my confidence, with my grace, with my God, with my expertise. Let me tell you something. Being a Christian is not an excuse for laziness. Because I've met entitled Christians who think that God's job is to do everything. They are just supposed to coast. It ain't going to work. The Bible says that though you walk in the valley of the shadow of death, meaning you will walk in the valley of the shadow of death. You understand? Sometimes I'm even suspecting, though you walk in the valley of the shadow of death, means that you will walk in the valley of the shadow of death. The pandemic was one. Inflation is another one. And you need to determine what exactly you want from this life. Nothing works against me. Absolutely nothing. When I want to speak, another thing that I say is that I carry God in my voice. Oh, I went to Ghana to speak and I was training on emotional intelligence, and when we were done, I led them through affirmations. I said to them that they should please stand up, and I was telling them to recite words after me. I was in Ghana. They are not Nigerians, they are Ghanaians. They are not Nigerians, they are Ghanaians. We were reciting our affirmation, otherwise called the mantra. People were falling under the anointing. They were falling under the anointing. Like, I wasn't touching them, I wasn't laying hands on them, I wasn't talking about Jesus Christ. They were crying and falling. Like, we were talking because I was reminding them, say to yourself that I am a God. I think like a God. I function like a God. I have eyes that see and ears that hear. I can never be stranded. Nothing works against me. Wisdom lives within me. God gives me ideas. When He gives me the ideas, He gives me strength to execute the ideas. He sends good people my way. I am also good to other people. I am kind to people. I have compassion. I have love in my heart. I have empathy. Those are the kind of conversations I have with myself. Guys, life is not going to give you what you deserve. It's going to give you what you demand for. Can you see how Davido works? His father is a billionaire. Davido has at least ₦1 billion. Can you see how he works? He works like he's a poor child. That is somebody who understands. And that's the reason why unbelievers succeed. Because they know their place. Can you see how Elon Musk works? Are you recording this session? I will soon block you. It's in the bunny. I will soon block you. The session will be on my YouTube page. Can you see how they work? Can you see how Burna Boy works? Can you see how Wizkid works? Olamide, can you see how they work? Those guys, I had a photo shoot in Dallas last week, Saturday. I flew in the photographer from New York and his team. I was there for 10 hours. They were not tired though. You would have thought that they were on drugs. They were not tired. 10 straight hours for a photo shoot. 10 straight hours. It was a full day. 10 straight hours. Those guys work. I talk about Kemi Adetiba a lot because I love her. You know, go check out Kemi's movie, The Making of a King. And you will see it. You will see their work ethic. Check out RMD. RMD is in his 60s. Can you see what he still does at 60 something? Check out Shola Shobowale, Joke Jacobs or Joke Silva. Check out those people. But here we are under the duvet 15 hours. And I don't know where my life is going. I don't know where work is going. I'm even suicidal. Better take it easy. Well, no, we are not going to threaten anybody because everybody is looking for how their own life will be fixed also. Nobody has been on this earth before. We're trying it one day at a time. We're all failing forward. Nobody has been here. There's no ancestor. There's nobody who returned though. It's not the return of a king. Do you understand? Nobody returned anywhere. This life we all live is the first. So you can't harass anybody with any. No, it ain't gonna work. You are going to wake up and say to yourself, nothing works against me. What must I do today to succeed? And ensure that whatever you're going to do brings glory to whoever you worship. Don't go and do what will put you in jail. Yeah, don't do it. What must I do today to succeed? What books must I read? How many hours must I spend on YouTube? What must I Google? What must I do to succeed? You can't slide into people's DMs and you think people are going to have your time. Everybody's trying to fix their damn life. What must I do to succeed? What must I do to succeed? That's the word. What must I do to succeed? So remember what Steve Harvey said that I came to share. The first thing is that please write it out, make it plain so that you can run with it. Remember the 300 things you're going to write out. 300. Don't stop until it's complete. The same way you don't stop during sex until you release. Yeah. I know what people pay attention to. Don't stop until you complete it. 300. You're not going to stop because you're tired. You will stop because you're done. The next thing is that you will meditate on it day and night. Last thing on your mind at night, first thing on your mind in the morning. The second thing is that when you pray, when you ask, think and imagine, I bet it with you, those 300 things that you have written down, at least 30 would happen by August 28th next year. At least 30. I have practiced this for years and it's been working. I have my concentration board. I know how much I must make every year and I know the date I must have made that amount of money. I know the people I must have met. I pray them my way. I meditate them my way. I call them forth my way. I do all of these things. People see us on social media. Oh, Edie, I want you to be my mentor. I want you to be my mentor. If you lived my life, you will run out of it. If I give you my life for 2 days, you will abandon it. I will find it on the road. I can tell you. I will find my life on the road. If you know the kind of work, mental work, my life is intellectual. I am in the personal development, education and intellectual space. I work as a doctor of psychology. It is there. We are thinking, researching, looking for data, doing stuff. It is work. My life is not tied to entertainment and alcohol. My life is not tied to whining of waste. My life is tied to work. How what you say affects what happens in your life. I am a living testimony of how your words can create your world. I am that testimony and I'm saying to you, you are sabotaging yourself. I'm saying to you, you are messing yourself up. I am saying to you, you are the village person that you have been praying against. You. Yeah. You are the village person you have been praying against. What you pray about in church and in your bedroom is different from what you say. How would you succeed? I don't have one secret weapon somewhere of success. Hell no. I'm just here to tell you the truth. I don't have 5 steps to success, 20 steps to success. No. Your word creates your world. Meaning you say a lot of things. Someone will just say, I'm starving now. Are you really starving or you're hungry? Oh, I almost died. Did you almost die? Say the right words, even to your children. People talk anyhow to children. When the children now grow up, you now want to be their best friend. Ask her, BFF me. Partners talk in a condescending manner to each other, but they are now wondering why they are drifting apart. You will not drift apart. It's super glue that will glue you. No. Keep insulting each other. Clap for yourselves. Keep calling each other every terrible name in the world. Give each other our words for the sobs. Give each other our words for the madness. Yeah. And then you are wondering why you are not together. You will be together. Let me tell you something. Something happened to me yesterday. So I saw some hair on my face, and I mistakenly put the hair remover. My face reacted to it. I just saw like 4 different burn spots in less than 5 minutes. You know what just happened at that point? What happened at that point is that I put hair removal where I didn't have to put hair removal, and it almost removed my skin. Everything you do in life has consequences. That hair remover that I put, I used to put it on my brows, so my brows are permanent, and then I just used to put it here so that it just shaves off the extras and it's out. So I have permanent brows. It just shaves out the extra. So I just saw some hair. I don't know what pushed me. I pushed myself and I put it there. In less than 5 minutes, I just saw that I was bleeding, and I quickly cleaned and stuff. But I gave you that story for you to see that everything in life has a reaction. Your words have reactions. Your words have reactions. Only so you just open your mouth. Wah! Listen to how you talk to yourself every day. If you record it, if you record how you talk to yourself daily, you may actually just record it and play it to somebody else and let the person tell you whether those conversations are conversations from a healthy mindset or not. Sometimes we actually talk to ourselves like we hate ourselves, because the truth is we really do hate ourselves, even though we're forming that we're in love with ourselves. We don't like ourselves. You wake up every morning and you say to yourself, I'm not good enough. Compared to what? You're not good enough. How? Compared to what? Compared to who? Media says it's figure 8 and you don't have figure 8 and that's the end. Are you serious right now? Hell no. I'm not going to trade my shape for anything. I'm not going to go under the knife for anything. The more you go under the knife, the more knife you want. And you will never be perfect, because none of us was created perfectly. You are just going to go to the damn gym or reduce the amount of food that you eat, or exercise. Just reduce what you're eating. I am not going to allow media tell me what I have to look like, or how I have to speak, or how I have to show up. I used to put on those long hairs, whatever you call it, wigs and stuff. They're good. But one day I just told myself that, I'm tired. I'm just here. Please, my life is just very simple. I'm tired. I don't have anything against it. It's cool. Whoever uses it is fine, but I'm not doing. Sometimes how you talk to yourself is very, 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 very destructive. Nothing works against me. So I'm done for today's conversation. It's nice to see us. If you signed up for the how to move from your masculinity to femininity energy, trust me, wow, you don't know what is about to hit you. We are prepared. The 3 instructors and 3 guests are prepared. If you haven't signed up, you can send me a DM right away. Send me a DM. We have just about 7 slots left. Get one of the slots. If you're a gentleman, buy the slots for your spouse. Just check my wall, the details are there. Buy the slots for your girlfriend or the woman in your life. How to move from your masculine energy to your feminine energy. It is very crucial. Feminine energy gives you money, and I'm not talking about faffing around or sleeping around, hell no. But feminine energy gives you money, and you must know how to use your feminine energy to be profitable for you. So you want to be part of the workshop, just send me a DM. If you haven't taken an emotional intelligence course before, you're on a long thing. Emotional intelligence changed my life. Before I started, I had just 250,000 naira in my account. Yeah. Nobody was owing me. So don't think that it was because they were owing me. No, nobody. Nobody dead or alive. I was damn broke. 250K, damn broke. 250K right now is gonna give you $300. Maybe 350. I was damn broke, yeah. I was broke to a point where I was broke and broken. I was broke and broken. Do you understand? Yeah. But emotional intelligence changed my life. It taught me how to prioritize relationships, prioritize people, how to have healthy conversations, how to make people feel human, how to profit from relationships, how to be useful to people. So it's not about you receiving from them, it's about you giving to them, how to be valuable and be a person of value, like how to ensure that you remain friendly in and out of conversations, you can disagree without disengaging. Like emotional intelligence changed my life, and all of the details are on my wall. So go for them. I always tell people the best thing to do during an inflation is to invest in yourself. You can't hoard your money. Your savings can't save you. I know that it's good to save and invest, but your savings cannot save you. 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 You want to put it in an account, they're going to remove it till you can't find it anymore. You know banks and how they roll. Your savings cannot save you. What your savings can do for you is to become an investment that you can send on errands and bring in more money. What courses must you buy? What coaching must you buy? How much time must you spend on YouTube? There are so many free resources. There are paid resources also. What must you do to play a bigger game? What must you do to be known, to be good at your field, and to be trusted? What must you do? That's the conversation you should be having now. Alrighty, my Sunday was good. I hope that yours is also. I'm about to go watch a movie with my homegirls. I love you. I'm rooting for you. Do have a wealthy week.